Hi there, I'm Grant Stinchfield, live from our Dallas studios. President-elect Donald Trump is releasing the names of a few of his key figures now picked to serve in his cabinet. Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions looks like he'll be the next Attorney General, and Lieutenant General Michael Flynn as National Security Advisor. Now, just listen how the New York Times describes what Donald Trump is doing with Flynn. He's, quote, putting a retired intelligence officer who believes Islamist militancy poses an existential threat to one of the most powerful roles in shaping military and foreign policy, as if that's a bad thing. Islamist militancy does pose an existential threat to all of us. Anyone who thinks otherwise shouldn't be anywhere near the White House, much less serving in an intelligence capacity to the president. We'll talk about this and much more is NRA commentator Dana Loesch. Dana, it's great to have you on the program.
Great to be here, Grant. You know, there were a number of picks. It's like The Apprentice came to an end today, and the winners were all announced. You know, I felt, because we were all waiting last night because we knew that there were going to be a ton that were coming up on Friday before, because they want to get them out before Thanksgiving weekend, particularly also so when the Democrats, as they are wont to do, when they freak out over each pick, that Thanksgiving will kind of quell it a little bit. I was really pleased with Pompeo. Sessions, the choice for AG. Sessions, he has a long and storied history, and I know that Democrats are going to bring out identity politics. They're going to go to town on him when all of that comes to pass and when they have the hearings, et cetera, et cetera. But I was pleased with a number of picks. Flynn, great choice, and I'm with you. People have to realize that we don't live in a kittens and sunshine world where the streets are paved with gold. We actually have threats that exist. Warfare has changed. And if we do not adapt and change also, then we are going to be the redcoats. We are going to be the people that wear the bright colors and they stand in the middle of the field and wonder why they're being outgunned. What's happening here? Because the strategy has changed. All of this has changed.
So Michael Flynn clearly knows the threat that we face as Americans. I'm happy somebody in the White House now is going to give the president the real scoop, because Barack Obama never took it seriously. And in fact, he fired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. And I think that's probably the best sign for Michael Flynn, that he was fired by Barack Obama.
Oh, I completely agree with you. He's more knowledgeable. He's way more aggressive. And you know what? The easiest thing that you could do, the first step that you could do to combat Islamic fundamentalism is actually say Islamic fundamentalism, which the White House, which the current administration has been so incredibly reluctant to do. This is someone who completely understands the situation. They completely understand the threats that America faces. And I can't wait to feel more safer. I can't wait to feel more safer when I'm at home. And if I can go to a movie theater or I can go to a mall and not have to worry about some terrorist coming and blowing everybody up. I'm really excited about those days, Grant.
So, Dana, and it's not just about actually feeling safer. You will be safer under this administration. There is no doubt about that.
Yeah, well, it's peace through strength and superior firepower, but really peace through strength. And that's actually a strategy. And it was mocked and ridiculed by people who don't understand, by people who've never actually been in a schoolyard fight, much less gone overseas, sat in the desert in 110-degree heat and tried to satiate their appetite with MREs. No, these people, they don't understand that. They don't understand the sacrifice, the expense, the resource, and the threats that we face. So I'm so excited that there exist people and will be in this administration that do.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, switching gears, and I want to set this up for you, and then I'm going to play a clip. So
you're going to make me mad with this one, aren't you?
Yes, I am. And I got really mad yesterday, and we put that up on social media. I think it's got like 250,000 views already. And so this is about Rachel Maddow. So she played a clip of Wayne LaPierre, the executive vice president, CEO of the NRA, who basically was saying, look, yes, we have Donald Trump in the White House now. It's a huge victory, but we have 300 activist judges at a federal level. We have Michael Bloomberg and George Soros taking the fight at a state level. We cannot give up any ground right now. And Rachel Maddow responds with this.
This is their post-election, Donald Trump is president, gun owners have achieved a historic accomplishment video, right? But according to them, no, we didn't win anything. There's never been a more dangerous time. You guys only have one speed. I see how you work there. Got it. Roger.
You know, Dana, I'm offended, and what I had said before was she's laughing at that, and I think when she laughs, not only is she laughing at the framers of the Constitution, but she's laughing at people in Chicago who lay their head on a pillow. The kids have to hear gunshots at night. They have no way to protect themselves. And she thinks somehow the work that we're doing here is funny.
Ooh, Grant. Do you know why this makes me so mad? It's because there still exists a threat. And there's always going to exist a threat, simply because we are going to have to live with the repercussions of this administration's decisions for quite a long time. Let me take it back to Fast and Furious, when Michael Bloomberg was using an Obama administration-created problem as justification for confiscating firearms from United States citizens. Let's go back even further, when we have seen a number of super progressive judges put on courts in courtrooms across the country. We have seen the rule of law be completely eradicated by wrist slapping and lenient sentencing, which has been the #1 driver of this crime. In fact, it was the Chicago police superintendent, Eddie Johnson himself, who said in Chicago, they know for a fact that it's the same 1,400 prohibited possessors who continue to illegally obtain and illegally possess firearms, thus driving the rate of crime 85%, drive 85% of the crime in Chicago. Those are not law-abiding gun owners. But yet, Grant, you and I both know that figure, the homicide figure in Chicago, is used relentlessly by the Moms Demand Boxed Wine and the Everytown Mayor's Brigade and the Mayors Against Illegal Guns Brigade, all of those sugar daddy-funded, patriarchal, anti-gun, anti-women and men's rights organizations. They use a Democrat-created problem, a gun control-created problem, to go and further try to restrict the rights of law-abiding Americans. So until that problem is rectified, and until we can get better judges on those benches, and until we can see what the actual cause of crime is and stop blaming it on law-abiding Americans, the threat will continue to exist.
Yeah, and as soon as we give up a little bit of ground, I promise you, the army that they have out there will try to push forward and blow a hole wide open through it. And I'm telling you, we have to stand strong. And thankfully, finally, we can now really go on the offensive here and not have to worry so much about defense.
No, I completely agree. And we can actually start to do so much more when we're constantly attacked and we're constantly demeaned. I mean, you understand it. These gun control groups, they go on, and they have tried so desperately to make the face of the Second Amendment an old white man. Well, you know what? I know you've seen this, Grant, when you've been to NRA conventions, because I sure of heck have seen it when I've been to NRA conventions. There are tons of women there. I'm not talking about women that go with their men and they're sitting there while the men shop. These are women who know exactly what they want to get because they themselves go out to hunt. These are women who don't play around. I see Black Americans. I see white Americans. I see Asian Americans. I see Americans of every single stripe. But progressives and gun controllers, they can't understand that because they still are locked in to that old Reconstruction era mentality where it's only the old white Southern men that are going to be able to carry firearms because we can't trust anybody else to do it. It is the exact same mentality that it was then. It exists now, but it has a new name. The name is Michael Bloomberg. The name is Moms Demand Action. The name is Everytown. That's the new Jim Crow.
Yeah, and they have billions of dollars to spend on this fight, and the money is a powerful tool for them, and it's imperative that we keep fighting back. I know you're doing that, Dana Loesch, and we appreciate you sharing some time with us from New York. As always, it's a pleasure.
Thank you, Grant. Thanks so much. Keep up the fight.
All right, sounds good. Enjoy your weekend as well. All right, I'm Grant Stinchfield for NRATV. We're back here at the top of the hour.